The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
After he had fed the people, Jesus made the disciples get into a boat and precede him to the other side while he dismissed the crowds. After doing so, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When it was evening, he was there alone. Meanwhile, the boat, already a few miles offshore, was being tossed about by the waves, for the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them, walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified. "It is a ghost," they said, and they cried out in fear. At once, Jesus spoke to them. "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." Peter said to him in reply, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come out to you on the water." He said, "Come." Peter got out of the boat and began to walk on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw how strong the wind was, he became frightened. And beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately, Jesus stretched out his hand and caught Peter and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" After they got into the boat, the wind died down. Those who were in the boat did him homage, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
I think that most of you know that I'm a dog lover. I have 2 canine kids, Abby and Cody, and one of our most favorite things is heading out to one of the nearby state parks and spending the day hiking, picnicking, and just sitting, enjoying nature. This reminds me of a picture going around the internet of a man sitting on a bench with his dog. They're both probably taking a break from their hike, resting on the bench and looking into the distance at the trees, plants, and fog. The image has a bunch of thought bubbles around the man, showing what he's thinking. How is he going to keep the car running for another year? Where does he have to travel this month? What's the most important project to get done around the house? And of course, does he have enough money to do it all? The dog only has one thought bubble, him sitting next to the man on the bench, looking into the distance. There's a caption on the picture that simply states, "This is why the dog is happier." How often do we do that? We're in a beautiful spot, a chance for rest, a chance for peace and happiness, a chance to connect with God and His creation. And we miss it because we're too worried about the chaos. It's so important to focus on the right thing. To the ancient people, the seas represented chaos. Fishermen and sailors then, as well as now, know all too well the sudden turmoil that's caused by rough waters. The sea hits in the front, the back, the left, and the right. There's no escaping it when you're in the middle of it. That is chaos, and often that's how our life seems. We face situations outside our control. The death of a loved one, the loss of a job, navigating these coronavirus times. Chaos. Sometimes The chaos is caused by ourselves, bad choices, worry, and sin. It makes no difference where the chaos comes from. The important thing is that Jesus comes to us in the chaos. No matter what chaos there is in the world and in our lives, Jesus walks on and conquers it. He is in control, and he invites us to join him above the chaos. He calls us to walk with and focus on him. But what happens when life gets the best of us and we end up focusing on the chaos? What happens if we blink and sink like Peter did? Well, we need to cry out the same way as Peter, Lord, help me. And he will. He will reach down and pull us back out of the chaos, maybe with a little scolding. I'm not saying that the trials and responsibilities of life should be ignored. God has gifted us with our lives, and we have a duty to be good stewards of his gifts. But the question is, where is your focus? Are we missing out on life because we're worrying about the chaos? Or are we living life free of worry, focused on God?